Let's move on to football then. Everyone loves hearing you talk about the Rotherham Hospice and all the charity work you do. But Matt Hamshaw, someone you know unbelievably well. You've taken a bit of a back seat over the last season or so, but probably had time to kind of sit back and assess things. Tell us where you're at with Rotherham United at the moment.
Yeah, well, I've known Matt a hell of a long time, and I've known all his family, his dad, his mum. Um, yeah, I'm really pleased for him because it's his time. I always say this: there's a time, he's got the job. It's his time now to go and make a name for himself. He's a very confident lad, very good coach. I know that. I've seen him work. Um, he's been in football all his life, and as I say, I'm really looking forward to him going on now. I do believe that Rotherham United is a club. It's only my own feelings, but I look back history and I can go right back to the 50s when Reg Freeman, player manager, had a great rookie manager, as I call them, rookies. He had an unbelievable time at Rotherham as a manager, a lot of success. You come forward, fast forward a little bit. Danny Williams had a great career. He was a rookie manager when he took over Rotherham. You come forward then to like Ronnie. Ronnie, obviously, under Tranmere. He was coaching at Tranmere, had a good manager in charge there, and he learned a hell of a lot. Rookie manager come in, and look at that. Ian Porterfield lived in Wickersley. His children went to Wickersley School, and he lived on Wood Lane at Wickersley. His first job, we won the championship his first year, and he went on to have a great career. It's just Mark Robbins, a rookie manager. He's not done bad in the game. You look at, then we come to Paul Warne, who really didn't want the job. I knew he could do the job. And for me, did a wonderful job here, over the years. He's been here 20-something years. Everybody said a fitness coach. Yeah, fitness coach. Very good fitness coach. Passed all his coaching badges and really didn't want to be a manager. But then he took the job on and he grew and grew and grew in it. And you look at what he's achieved at Rotherham and at Derby. And I think you'll be seeing probably Milton Keynes in the headlines a little bit next year. But I do believe that Matt's got the credentials to carry this on. We sometimes don't look on his doorstep, and we've got some talent in this area, especially in football. So I'm really confident he can do a good job with the backing of the chairman, backing of the club and the fans. Get the fans behind him, as they always do. He's one of his own. He's one of our lads. He lives in the area. As one coach, Mick Hennigan, once said to me, we were actually playing at Blackburn Rovers and we lost 4-0 in the cup, and Souness was the manager, and he played the big boys that night, and we were 4-0 down at half time, and Mick Hennigan, very, very witty, when the lads come in with their heads down, he just openly said to them, he says, lads, I've put 12 cardboard boxes outside for you to put on your head. I've cut the holes in the mouth out. When you go for your paper in the morning, you can go to the paper shop with that on. Great stories then. Matt and all his family live in the town. Paul Warne lives in the area. His children were brought up in the town. Ian Porterfield, Ronnie Moore brought his family and settled here. Reg Freeman, as I've just mentioned, he's buried in Wickersley Church. So, yeah, I'm hoping Matt, and I wish him all the best. And if he needs any help, I'm there to help him. I will help him in any way. I just really want him to do well.
You sat doing an interview that's going to go on the official club website, so understandably there'll be some people out there going, well, of course he's going to say kind of nice things about Hamshaw and Paul Warne, but to those that are a little bit sceptical or just a bit wary, what would you say to put their minds at ease about Matt Hamshaw and his credentials?
These are lads that are qualified. He's qualified to do the job. It's not the cheap way out. It's he's putting a staff together. Yes, you need luck. We all need that little bit of rub of the green, injury free, a referee's decision and things like that. But you can make that. He will definitely, the lads will be very fit. I know that. Tactically, he's very aware. So he's been brought up in football. He's ready. It's his time. It's his time. And let's just get behind him. You know, every club will always have one or two doubting Thomases. You know, you always will. Football is like that. Football, you've got to accept that. If you're in football, not everybody sees it your way. But I just know firsthand with my own eyes that I'm confident he can do a good job. And we've seen a little bit of that at the end of the season. So, you know, he's got my full backing. I'm right behind him. And yeah, there will be people saying, oh, he's saying on camera, again, Rotherham lad, this, that and the other. But no, he's well capable of doing the job. Very, very confident lad. Anybody that's been in his company know that. He's got a good staff at the moment, and I think he's close to bringing another one in. So yeah, for me, I'm looking forward to it.
The obvious answer is to win games, but as somebody that gets it, that understands Rotherham United, understands what's successful here, what do you think he needs to do aside from win games that will get people on side? What will he do?
Well, first of all, I know for definite they will be very, very fit. It'll be a fit squad. He'll bring something that the fans, I think, will want. He knows a way to play, and I think this club, I think the supporters want that. They want the excitement that Rotherham fans want. They want goal-mouth instance. They want the ball up. They want it wide. They want into the boxes. They want a tempo, and I know that Matt will do that. He will bring that to it. The game has gone a little bit where the older generation, the young generation are brought up with it, but the older generation, they like the ball up there as quick as they can, get it wide, get crosses into the box, headers, and you know, get on the end of things, strikers, and a tempo to the game. And I think he will bring that. He'll also, the way the coaches work now, the way the game has gone, got to be patient and keep the ball. And the pitches are superb nowadays. The pitches are made for that. They play out from the back. You couldn't do it nowadays. Everybody knows about Millmoor. Once you got to November, the bottom end at Millmoor, you could hardly see your boots sometimes. And I think some of the managers, the way they play the game now, playing out from the back, some of the managers, some of them older managers I've mentioned that have had heart attacks on the bench or in the stand watching that type of football. But I think he knows tactically he's very good. So I'm really looking forward to it, and he'll grow into the job. Yeah, I'm sure he can do the job.
You will obviously be around to help, to support. You were up at the training ground in the early part of his tenure this time around, but I think you're going to have your hands full, perhaps off the pitch as well, because you were there when we shot his dad, Phil Hamshaw, to fame just before that Northampton game, and you can guarantee he's going to be heading and kicking every ball, so you might just have to tell him to go steady with his pint, perhaps.
Yeah, he's definitely a Rotherham United football fan, his dad. And I'm sure Matt will have to switch the hearing aid off because his dad will be in his ear. Yeah, he's a character, his dad. And I'm sure he'll be giving him what for on certain days after games. He used to say to Matt when in his early days when Matt was a schoolboy playing, and he'll tell you the story himself. It's a great story where he used to come in and his dad had said to him, Matt, you've played well today, son, but you'll never be as good as Tony Towner. And that sticks with Matt. Matt says, I used to get that every week. You know, when I'd played well, I used to walk in and my dad had hit me with that. You'll never be as good as Tony Towner, son. So, yeah, he'll have it in his ear.
Nice time to name drop the legends of years gone by. Tony Towner you mentioned there, but of course the club's centenary year's begun. Started yesterday on our 100th birthday. Has it been nice for you to sit back and see some of those old memories come flooding back, whether it be in video form or on the website?
Yeah, it's been great. Watching some of the players, one or two of them I didn't recognise. But yeah, once they said the name, then you know who they are. But one or two come on the camera and there and you think, oh, and then you realise who it is. But as time goes by, we all change a little bit, don't we? The waistline changes a bit and the cheeks blow out a little bit. We put a little bit of weight on, a bit of timber. So yeah, it's great to listen to them and hear them. And I'm in touch. I'm quite lucky, really, where I'm in touch with quite a few of them. They'll phone me up on the odd occasion, some of the lads. But one or two have surprised me. you know, in the game as well. That a lot of the lads have stayed in the game. That's on the cameras. So yeah, it's been great sitting back and watching it. And yeah, let's hope it's a good year. It's a centenary year. Looking forward to a lot of things that's going to be not just on the football pitch, what the club are hopefully going to do. Yeah, let's make it a bumper year. Let's get behind everybody.
We call you Mr. Rotherham United, but you have played such a big part, haven't you, in this club's history? Do you ever sit down, perhaps moments like the last couple of days, and think what you have contributed, or are you not that guy really?
My daughter lets me know a little bit. Jess, well, how old were you, Dad, when you... I signed at 13-year-old for Jack Mansell in 1966. Come home from school and he sat in the front room. Unbelievable feeling when you walk in there and you're supporting the club and the manager's in the front room. So I signed schoolboy forms, but the big one, I remember coming on the bus from Wingfield, sitting on the bus with my dad, July 18th, come down, Tommy Docherty. My heart was coming out of my chest. I'm going to meet Tommy Docherty and I'm signing for Rotherham United. And I signed a 3-year apprenticeship, which the apprenticeships in them days, we had to sweep the terraces, we had to clean the urinals out, sweep Millmoor Lane, and on a windy day, it'd take you 2 days. If you were lucky and it were a nice day, you'd sweep it in 1 day, so you'd be training the next day. But yeah, they were fantastic days, the ground staff days. And earlier I was just thinking, talking the cop choir, 1970, we were all apprentices. There were me, Seamus, Mick Lang, Alan Crawford, all of us. That's just 4 that I've mentioned there. There were 14 on the ground staff at that day. We call it ground staff apprentices. And we were doing his job. It were a night match, the cop choir. And we all went up. Seamus and all the lads, we went and sung on that. We were in that crowd singing because we were only 17, 18. And it was just a great atmosphere. So we joined in on the cop choir and we won it, which is unbelievable. But yeah, my daughter asks me and I'll tell her stories about people and, you know, reminisce a little bit. Yeah, I had a great apprenticeship, made my debut when I was 18. Got off to a good start, but then struggled a little bit at 18. I've got to admit, I went through a few hard times. I had to be strong, and thankfully I'm that type of person where I was strong enough to get over that and win the crowd over. And 21, I started to fly a little bit when Jim McGuigan come in, which I owe a lot to. And he played a way that suited my style of play. And I never looked back from there. I got in the PFA side that year, and very lucky to get in that PFA side 3 times in my career. Played a lot of games for Rotherham United. So yeah, I do look back at certain games. People ask me, like on my message I sent, I just picked the Chelsea games out because we put 10 past them, and then the Arsenal game. But there's plenty of other games that stick out in my memory. You know, the Carlisle away when we got battered the second half, and we had Jerry Forrest and me were supposed to be attacking fullbacks. Believe me, we kept 27 clean sheets, I think it were, that year. Just an unbelievable defensive record. Ray Mountford in goal. Graham Brown started the season. Got Fernie up top there with Ronnie, and Fernie, that partnership only took off Christmas time. But they were devastating, them 2 up front. But they got service from Jerry Forrest and Tiger on that side, me and Phil Ensign on the left hand side. So all Ronnie had to do was put it in the back of the net, and he weren't bad at that, was he? So, you know, it was a great side, that 80-81 side. Got some great teammates, and we're still in touch, as you know, through the Millermen song. We're all in touch, and you know, there's only Fernie, God bless him, that we lost with dementia in his 60s, which were very sad.